Okay, good morning or good afternoon. I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm put it in full
Yes,
screen.
yes, it's perfect.
Okay, let's move forward and go straight to the point. I think the coordinator, Nikos, made a very good overview of the project, and some of the things I wanted to say he has also mentioned. So I'm going to stress on things that for me are very important for you to know. Regarding the goals of Smart for All, just to bear in mind that we are going to talk about cross-border experiments. All the open calls of a Smart for All are going to fund cross-border experiments, meaning experiments where sometimes 2 or 3 partners, we'll see that later, but at least 2 different countries need to be involved. As Nico said, there are 3 types of programs: the knowledge transfer or technology transfer, and they always involve academia and industry. So universities, for example, and SMEs. And of course, the technical topic is related to the customized low energy computing. Another very important thing for you to have in mind is that we are very focused on this geographical area, which we call the Southeast and Central Europe area, because as Nikos said, we consider that they are underrepresented, and the European Commission is focusing very much on this specific geographical area. Regarding from the technical proposals the proposal from the technical point of view, they always have to address 4 verticals. One of the 4, of course. Nikos mentioned in one of his slides, but we have divided these verticals in what we call digitized transport, digitized environment, digitized agriculture, and digitized anything. You have here a number of some examples of Smart for All competence fields. You can take a look in detail of these competence fields in the guide for applicants. Everything I'm going to say in this webinar is included and described in detail in the document, which is called the Guide for Applicants, that is available in our microsite. So right now, as you know, we have this knowledge transfer experiment, the second round of KTEs. It will be open until the 15th of June. So it started on the 15th of March, and it's 3 months open. So you still have 1 month to make the submission. And this kind of experiment has a very small duration, 3 months. It's a kind of internship project where there are 2 partners involved. One is what we call a sending partner, and the other one is a hosting partner. You will see some examples later on when we show you some success stories from the 2 of the experiments we have funded. So you will have the opportunity to understand better what we are expecting to get in this kind of experiment. What it is important is that one of the partners has to be academic, and the other one has to be industrial, or they can be both of them can be industrial. But I will explain that later. There is an upcoming call starting on the 15th of June. We will have a specific webinar on this FTTE, which is the second round of the focused technology transfer experiments. I'm not going to focus in this presentation to this FTTE, since, as I say, we are going to have a specific webinar on this later on. As also very quickly, because Nikos already mentioned that our value proposition is not only dealing with funding, which is depending on the kind of experiment, it goes up to 80,000 euros. It's equity free. But we also provide some support and coaching from experts in different areas, like in business development, technology, etc. And we also have a marketplace as a service, which is going to be explained later after my presentation, how it works. And this is a very practical and very interesting tool, not only for you at this point to find potential partners, but also when you are executing the project to have a better or wider visibility of what you are doing. As I said before, who can apply? We are seeking at different partners, but there's always has to be a mix between academic and industrial partners. So in the case of KTEs, we are, since there is a sending organization and a hosting organization, there has to be a consortium of two entities, and always the industrial partner has to be the leading partner. As I said also in my first slide, very important that they have to be cross-border from two different eligible countries. And what we understand by academic is basically academic or, universities, other academic institutions, public institutions. Whereas in this industrial has to be SMEs or slightly bigger companies. In practical terms, we are seeking at companies for profit that have less than 500 employees and less than 100 million euros of annual turnover. So again, this has also been mentioned by Nikos, but just to show you that for the KTEs, we are looking at funding 15 application experiments per batch. And as he also showed, in the first round, we only were able to fund 8. So there is a deficit or an accident that we will see if we agree on increasing the number of pays for this batch, depending, of course, on the number of proposals we receive this time, and also on the quality of these proposals. So something interesting for you is how we are going to select the proposals. You have until the 15th of June to submit the proposals through the Funding Box online platform. And after that, we will do a very quick eligibility check. We will check really if the consortia are composed of one industrial and one academic partner. Or, as I said, it can be two industrial partners or one academic, one industrial. What it cannot be is two academic, okay? And this is basically what we do in the eligibility check. We also check whether the partners are from eligible countries or not. And after that, we do an expert evaluation. We subcontract this evaluation to independent experts. Two experts will evaluate each proposal so that we don't have any difference. If there is a big difference between the two evaluations, then we will submit the given evaluation or a given proposal to a third evaluator. And after that, we establish a ranking, and there is a consensus meeting undertaken by the selection committee, which is the executive board of SMART4ALL plus 2 external evaluators. And after that, there is the selection of the winners. And after a certain number of steps, there is a grant agreement signature that we do with these proposals. One interesting thing, I'm not going to go in detail through these evaluation criteria because you have all of them very well explained in the guide for applicants. But there is something I'd like to highlight. It's in red. That is something that compared to the first round, we are going to try and focus this time, is that the proposal should have an impact on sensitive social groups. What we understand by sensitive social groups are all those minorities from the ethnic point of view, gender, etc. This is all described in the guide for applicants, what we understand by sensitive social groups. But this time, we would like to have proposals that, in the end, have given impact on these specific groups. But as in any evaluations from the European Commission, there are three main criteria we consider for the evaluation: the excellence, which means basically the technical proposal; the impact, meaning what is the business impact of the proposal, and also the implementation, which deals more with the team and resources to be how the team is composed of, and how the resources are going to be managed. It's sorry, before I leave this, regarding the resources, I'm going to get back to this later on, but we are going to talk about lump sum. So we are going to pay upon deliverables and not upon cost justification. However, we need to have in mind, or you need to express how the resources are going to be consumed. Regarding something very important is that we are having, in addition to the evaluation criteria, there are two sub-criteria that we pay attention to. One is we want to prioritize applicants that come from the Southeast European region. This is the way we can stress and prioritize this region, is by giving one extra point to the overall score. And the list of countries that are affected by this is shown here: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I mean, basically the Western Balkans, Central Europe, and some other surrounding countries. And another extra point is going to be given to those proposals that are addressing the current problem we are having with the COVID-19. So that means that if the total score that you could get from the typical criteria would be 16.5, because it's 5, and sorry, and yeah, yeah. In addition to that, we can have 2 extra points. Regarding the financial support for the KTEs, there's up to 8,000 euros. But one lesson learned from the first round is that some of the experiments, some of the proposals were not able in the end to do this travel between the sender and the hosting organizations. So we decided to give up to 6,000 euros if there is a justification why travel is not possible and the collaboration has to be remote. As I said, it's a lump sum. So the lump sum means that we are not going to dig in how you are going to divide or distribute the amounts. We need to know what in your proposal, how you're going to distribute that. But then afterwards, we are not going to ask for you for any justification of this. On the opposite, we are going to be very strict on the quality of the deliverables you need to submit to us. In this case, there are two deliverables. The first one is what we can call the inception report or the individual mentoring plan. Is a report that is done in the 15 first days of the experiment, and this is done together with your mentors. You will have a technical and a business and ethics mentor that will guide you along the way, and you will do this report together with them to establish the plan you are going to provide during the experiment. After that, you will receive 50%, and then at the end of the experiment, after 3 months, after submitting the final report, and of course having approved, we need to approve, and the mentoring committee will is the task of approving these reports. You will receive the other 50%. So in terms of the schedule, these are the main indicative dates. Basically, you have until the 15th of June at 18 hours CEST to submit your proposal, and then the start of the experiment will be in October 2021, and the end after 3 months. So in summer, we will have the evaluation, the consensus meeting, and by the end of August, you will have the communication of the results. And in September, we will do the signatures of the grant agreements. Just to finalize how you can apply, there is, in addition to the site shown by my colleague Nikos, there is a specific address, which is smart4all.fundingbox.com, which is goes directly to the microsite where you can find the application form, and also all the documents that you are requested to read very carefully. One of them, the most important, would be the guide for applicants, where everything is described. You also have a frequently asked questions, and you also have the application form in Word format, so that you can work offline and draft the application and then upload the application to the platform. There is also a community help desk where we recommend you to use for any questions you may have during the process. That is this one. And okay, so that's all from my side. I don't know, Boris, if the questions and answers will be done afterwards, or there is a moment now for them.